What's going on, guys? My name is Isaiah Pitchford. I'm from Waukesha, Wisconsin. I'm 25, graduated from MSU in 2018, played football and ran track. And I guess it's going to be the new face of body art.
Hey guys, my name is Tommy. I'm originally from Ohio and currently the Director of Strength Conditioning at Minnesota State. That's a great question. That's a great question. So, as a strength coach, naturally we talk a lot about diet, nutrition, sleep, recovery. And when we talked about, or rather when I talked about nutrition, the question always kind of came up with protein. Athletes benefit from consuming higher amounts of protein, roughly 1 gram per pound of body weight, and that can be difficult to get with food alone. So protein supplements came up, and a lot of times they would ask me, what kind of protein should I take? That alone would take 15-ish minutes, and then at the end of the conversation they would say, just tell me what to buy. I'm like, all right, well, I didn't have a tie to any one brand, and there were a lot of other brands who reached out to me, wanted me to sell their product, and you just didn't really know who you could trust.
Right.
That combined with myself looking online, I wanted to find a whey protein with added leucine. I was reading a lot about it in nutrition books, articles, journals. They were just talking a lot about leucine and protein. So I went online and I was looking for a whey protein with added leucine. Couldn't find it. It wasn't on the market at the time.
Yeah.
So between those two things, I started just asking myself, what would it take to create a whey protein? And that question snowballed into, I think I'm going to try and start a whey protein business.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's essentially how I got started. When did you start taking body art?
So I first learned about body art in the spring of 2016. It was while I was working or volunteering for a high school track meet. As track athletes, we have to work those track meets that the university puts on, and so you had someone giving out samples. It was an intern or somebody, and I asked what it was, and they said that it was Tommy's company, and I was like, no way, like that's crazy. Like I'm gonna give it a try. And I was never really big into protein during track. I always took it in football and in the off season and stuff. But I tried it. It was super good. So I came down here and grabbed a bottle. And for me, it assisted my recovery in football and track. And tasted great. I knew that if my strength coach was, creating the blend, that it was going to be something that was going to give me real results.
Yeah.
And so I took it the rest of my college career, and I loved it. So what was your original goal with body art as a company, not just necessarily creating a protein for your athletes to take, but on a bigger scale? Like, what was your end goal?
I would say my end goal, my original goal, was to just provide a quality whey protein that not only my student athletes, but people in general could trust.
Sure.
When I was creating body art, I kind of started with core values. And the 3 core values that I wanted to represent body art were honesty, integrity, and trust. And when someone seen body art, they knew they could trust it, and they knew it was a quality product, that what we said was in it was in it.
Right. I like that a lot.
What is your goal for body art?
My goal for body art is, to build off the momentum that you created. I think it's awesome that it was made by a strength and conditioning coach. For me, like as soon as I got into college, I was kind of like the kids you were talking about. Like, what do I take? There's so many things out there, and being the business major that I was, my immediate thing was like the NCAA should just come out with their own line of supplements, and then every athlete just knows that's what I should take because the NCAA put it out. So I think that it's super important to reach all those athletes, but then I also believe in fitness in general and nutrition as well. There's a lot of stigmas out there, whether it's women taking supplements or what the supplements do for you in terms of, I'm going to get big and bulky, or I can't lose weight, or whatever it may be, and just using this line of supplements to kind of dismiss those stigmas and like you said, integrity and honesty, and get the real truth out there.
Yeah.
So, at what point and then why did you decide that it was best for you to stop production of body art?
Yeah, that was it was a pretty hard decision to stop body art because I enjoyed it.
Right.
What it mostly came down to was I was doing it by myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have any help. I had a little bit of help, but for the most part, I was the only one doing everything.
Right.
And I have a full-time job as a strength coach.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I'm already putting in quite a few hours doing that. So it mostly came down to, man, I don't have any time.
Yeah.
Like any time. And I got it to a point where it was self-sustaining. It wasn't costing me money. It wasn't making money, but it wasn't costing me money. It was self-sustaining. And to get it to that next level, I would have had to put in more time.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like I had any more time.
Right.
So that was when I was like, you know what, I think it's time that I stop production.
Sure.
And so I did. What interests you about body art in comparison to other companies?
A few things. Well, for one, it's close to home. My strength coach made it, and it was a product that I took and I loved. So selfishly, I just wanted to continue taking it, and it wasn't on the market anymore. So it's like, hey, how can I, make this come back? The other part of it is that, kind of how you spoke about earlier, it's something that I can trust. I know that there's integrity in the entire process. I've seen results because I've taken it. It tastes great because there's a lot of supplements out there that give you results, but because they're, used with certain manufacturers or whatever, they don't have that taste element to it, which I also think is important. And just being, a business guy, and I enjoy, marketing and scaling and just growing in different ways. I thought it was an opportunity for me that I could get some satisfaction out of myself. And so for me, it was something that I've honestly thought about for a really long time. You might not know that, but there was like every few months I'd be like, man, like, what's going on with body art? Like, I just gotta know. But it was one of those things where it's like, I'm a young guy. Tommy's, probably busy. He might even have like his own plan for body art. So I never reached out, and then finally I was like, I'm just gonna give him a call. Like, worst he's gonna say is no, and so I just picked up the phone and called you, and then here we are. But for me, it's just something where it's like, this is a product that I can trust from the top down, the entire process, and something that I've taken and I've seen the results for. So what was your first initial thought when I called you and asked you about me purchasing body art?
Pure excitement. Pure excitement. I also want to drink body art, but it was non-existent. So
right.
When you were like, I want to bring back body art, I was like, man, yes, yes. How can we make this work?
Right. That's awesome.
When can I buy my first bottle?
So that's a little bit of a loaded question. Obviously, you know the process. But I'm hoping to have some product in our hands in 8 to 10 weeks. Build up some hype until then, obviously, promotions on social media, talk to different retailers around town and in the region, and then get it out there for everybody. I'll make sure you get the first one, though.
There we go. I like that.